think it's working. Yeah. Okay. So hi everyone. Sierra and I are here talking about our project. So on Friday for On Leadership, we are going to have to give a presentation, and it's a PowerPoint. So slides are due Thursday. I'd like for us to split up the tasks of creating the slides, and then based on that, the task of presenting. So I'll send out a Google spreadsheet probably, a Google spreadsheet tonight, so everyone can sign up for what part they want to present on. But if you don't sign up, then I'll just assign you a part. We're gonna work on that. I'm gonna have it be due Wednesday, so whatever slide you choose or are assigned, the slides will be due Wednesday so that I can review it, make sure everything's good to go, and then submit it Thursday. So the way the presentations are going to work is on Friday, we're splitting up into, I think it's 3 or 4 groups, and all the mission teams are split up into those 3 or 4 groups. So within a group with about 8-ish mission teams, we'll be presenting. So instead of like last year for any cohort 1 or 2 members, it's not like last year where we pitched to community partners. It's to other NGSC members and mission teams, and I think it's all the staff of NGSC too. I'm not really clear on that, but basically it's a big presentation. And we also will be graded. I don't know how serious that is, but I'm assuming they're going to give us a rubric. I haven't been told that yet, but we'll have to designate one person from our team who will be grading the other mission teams in our group. And then each other mission team has designated a person as well, and they'll be grading ours. So I think it's like a 5-minute presentation. I can double check that and let you guys know. But basically, we just need to be prepared to talk about what we are going to do. So yeah, let's start with Sierra. Do you have any questions on that part?
No, I think that's pretty clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of more like what exactly we're doing, because I know that you said we're gonna like switch to more of like a food festival at someone's house or something, because Jessica said the other idea wasn't like accessible right now.
Yeah, so Jessica asked that we start smaller and more with a more attainable goal, and then grow it in the years to come. She said a lot of mission teams are trying to do these big conferences, but there's so many conferences already going on that in order to do a conference, you have to have some big new idea that you're presenting. And while I think we have that, I don't think we have enough content to make an entire conference. So she also said a lot of mission teams are doing panels and forums, and she said we could do something like that, but at the same time, she wanted us to do something more hands-on and different than the other mission teams. So basically what she suggested was taking from that food festival idea, she suggested a cultural etiquette class, kind of. So it would be a dinner that in the future would take place sporadically. So that's one thing we need to talk about tonight is how often this would take place. Hold on, I'm going to make a note of that. But basically the first one, we want to make it happen by the end of April. So when Jessica and I were talking, there were a lot of different points we hit, and I just kind of want to go over some of those. So first, for the actual what's going on. what we would be doing is having maybe she was thinking 2 or 3 cultures represented. I think we could try that first and then tweak it if we need to. But 2 or 3 different cultures represented at this dinner. And so at the dinner, a member of these cultures or someone who has lived with these cultures or within these cultures will present on dining etiquette and meeting etiquette, which is beneficial to NGSC because, I mean, we're going to network with people from all different cultures, all different backgrounds. And so it'd be a really good opportunity for people who have already done that networking to present what they know, and then people who are going to do that networking in the future to learn from them. So the presenter would teach that dining and meeting etiquette, but then also be in charge of either preparing a meal that is from that culture or providing a recipe, which our mission team could then prepare. So, for example, we could bring in someone who studied abroad in Argentina one summer, someone from NGSC because that's the most accessible option. And they could present on Argentinian dining and meeting etiquette and then prepare a meal or give us the recipe and we prepare the meal. And so then that would be 2 or 3 different countries or cultures represented. So Jessica and I were talking, and she originally suggested the study abroad idea, but also wanted us to reach out to organizations like the IRC, or she told me to talk to Veronica about, I think it's called Global Launch. I'm still waiting for an email back from them, but I met with Veronica, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and she connected me with someone who works with Global Launch, and it's basically a program where students from around the world come to ASU and learn English and get integrated with the goal of we're trying to bring them to ASU. But then it doesn't always happen. They go to other schools. So Jessica thought it would be a good idea to partner with Global Launch because then we could kind of have another event that sparks their interest in ASU and also is beneficial to NGSC. So then there's the part of logistics. So, well, first of all, are there any questions on that? Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So logistically, it would have to take place off campus since we'd be cooking. I don't know. I think even if someone has a food handler's license, I don't know if we're technically allowed to cook on campus. Yeah. So we would need to hold this at someone's house or someone's off-campus apartment. So if anyone is able to volunteer their house or apartment for these meetings, that would be great. My house is definitely an option, but it is 45 minutes away, so anything closer would be really appreciated.
Closer to which campus? Like the Tempe campus?
What?
Closer to which campus?
Closer to anywhere. I live up north in Cave Creek, so it's not near any of the campuses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So basically anywhere around any of the campuses, just something accessible. Sarah also offered her house. From what I understand, it is closer to West Campus. So that's also an option if she's still willing to do that. I will talk to her again. But we need to do it off campus. Jessica made that very clear. Then paying for the food. If we're bringing in a presenter, we can't expect them to fund this entire meal they're making. We were thinking that these events would be tailored to maybe 20 people,
Mhm.
15 to 20 people from NGSC just to come in. So we can't expect someone to pay to cook for 15 to 20 people. So in order to get into the dinner, she suggested charging anywhere from $2 to $5. She also said she would pay $5 to come to this. Like she was really excited for this.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So everyone coming would pay a few dollars.
Mhm.
Um, and then I raised the question of, well, how do we make people want to pay money to come to
Yeah.
this event that's new? Um, so she, this is not something we advertise, but it's something that we all have to be aware of. She said we kind of have to not manipulate it, that's not the right word, but make it seem like it's more competitive to go to it than
Yeah.
it is.
Like there's
So,
only so many seats. Come get your
yeah,
ticket now or something.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So, the idea is we could post it on the Facebook page for NGSC and have an RSVP list and say first come first serve,
Mhm.
um, 15 spots only,
Yeah.
and then or 20 spots only because she said aim like 5 more than we expect to come because people will cancel last minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just have to make it seem like it's this really in demand
Yeah.
dinner. Yeah. So, um, I want to put someone in charge of that as well. So actually posting to Facebook,
Mhm.
and then another person can be in charge of managing the uh, the signups. So everyone who wants to come fills out a survey or something, either a survey or a Google spreadsheet, and then one person will be in charge of all that. And I'm thinking that person would be in charge of money too, like making sure everyone's committed to paying.
Mhm.
But that's another thing. What do you think about how we would make that work? Would people have to pay in advance, which I feel like would make them more willing to come to the dinner because they've already paid, or would they
Yeah.
pay at the door, or what do you think about that?
I think they'd have to pay in advance, but that means we'd have to have like a time on some day where we're all together, like collecting that money. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Um, yeah, I agree. We could even set up something through PayPal, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know how that works though. Have you ever done that?
Um, I've worked with PayPal before.
Okay.
We could honestly even do Venmo.
Yeah, like
Like,
Venmo the money here. I guess that would work too. Yeah.
yeah, something simple that most of
Yeah,
us know
but
how to do.
definitely like in advance, I think.
Okay. Okay, cool. Um, then I think that will be something that we have to do for sure. Okay, what else? Let me check.
I mean, like unless nobody signs up, which I doubt, but then we could be like, they're $5 at the door or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I mean, if people sign up, then yeah, I would say do it in advance. So
okay.
like, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. Let me write that down too.
We could like, I don't know, like 20 people seems like a lot for one house, I guess. Essentially, like if we're all gonna be like eating, we're all gonna be needing like chairs and stuff. So how are we gonna do that? Like, are we gonna rent tables and chairs, or are we just gonna
That's
expect
a
like
good
whoever's
point.
house to like have enough seats?
That is a really good point to bring up. Um, we could probably, like, I have access to a few card tables I could bring.
Okay.
Um, we could, I think that was a really good point because we should probably pick the venue first and
Mhm.
then say how many people it can hold. Um, the other thing is some cultures might eat not at a table.
Yeah, like on the floor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to figure out the venue and the culture represented first.
Yeah.
So
I
first
feel
thing,
like our first step is to find out who our speakers are. Yeah.
find out what.
Who our speakers are and like get together with them and see what they like have planned first.
Okay.
And then we'll go to venue and figure out like which venue would best accommodate them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so first thing could be I think for this one in April, I don't know when this guy is going to respond. I think we
Mhm.
should probably just go within NGSC
Yeah.
and look for people who would like to talk about their culture or culture they lived in. Um, yeah, or even our mission team. We have a couple people from our mission team who have already volunteered to
Mhm.
present. So, first thing is we could post to Facebook saying, "Hey, we're planning this event.
Mhm.
We need someone who's willing to present."
Yeah.
I don't know what the incentive would be though. What do you think? I mean,
I think
maybe the extra money?
I think there's gonna be at least like one or two people in NGSC that just want to share their experiences that would just want to join just because. So I feel like you don't
Okay.
need to offer an incentive right away. Just see like who responds first. And if no one responds, then you could be like, um, there's an incentive or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. I think you're
But I feel
right.
like someone will just like want to share.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's got to be some people who want to.
Yeah, because some people have like had some really cool experiences already. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. I
Mhm.
didn't even think about that. Um, okay, so first step is finding who wants to present.
Mhm.
We're going to need someone in charge of coordinating with those people.
Mhm.
So, figuring out what they want to cook, what they want to talk about, making sure there aren't two cultures there that are too similar, unless the two presenters are going to work together to show the differences or something.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so that would be the first step is find presenters. Second step is what do you think?
I think second step should be venue because then you have an idea of like what type of space you'll need. Like if you'll need a lot of floor space or a lot of table space. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think in a way we could also work those together
Yeah.
because if there's only like one venue we could use one person's house, then we have to find presenters that can work around that.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I think that's a good second step.
Mhm.
And then third step, pick a date that works for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll probably be like the hardest part because we'll all have to be there and it'll have to be a day that works for all of the presenters as well.
Yeah.
So
Yep, that's gonna be tough. um
it would be
yeah.
like in the afternoon or like would this be at all like almost an all day type of thing or
I don't think it would have enough content for all day. I
but
was
like
thinking like literally just dinner. Like,
okay.
I don't know, like the presenter or whoever's going to cook the meal presented by the presenter
Mhm.
will be cooking for a couple hours beforehand, but
Mhm.
then the actual presentation and dinner, I figure would probably last like 2 hours.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah. So we just have to find 2 hours where everyone can
Yeah.
get together. um, I was thinking something like 6 o'clock at night
Yeah.
would, I mean, unless all of the cultures represented eat dinner earlier or later.
Yeah, that's
But
true. You have to take that into account.
yeah. But then if we have one that eats at 4 p.m. and one that eats at 10 p.m., then we're kind of just going to have to
Yeah.
go with American dinner times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a date that works for everyone, a date and time.
Yeah, because you said by the end of April, right? And that's kind of like a busy time for college students, especially because it's like finals and stuff. So
Yeah, I'd ideally like to make this happen within the next 2 to 3 weeks.
okay.
That way it's not that last week before
Yeah.
finals. Um, it just depends on how quickly we can get this all figured out. But
Yeah, I think as soon as we like nail down who the speakers are, it should all start like flowing pretty fast.
yeah, I think you're right. And we definitely need to do it this semester.
Yeah.
And then next semester, we could. That's the other thing. We don't know how often we want to do it. Do you have any ideas for how often, like, you would be willing to attend something like this?
I don't know, like, because we want a different culture every single time, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so realistically, I think probably like once or twice a year.
Okay.
Maybe twice a year. Like one at the beginning of the year and one at the end of the year.
I think that's good. I think almost we could do it twice a semester then.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, because, like, we could do it once at the beginning of the semester when, all those culture fairs are going on around campus. But then, I don't know, I feel like it's going to be too simple of a thing to plan that we need an entire semester to plan the next one.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we should do this first one and then yeah, we can figure out if we want to do it just once a semester or once a year or yeah. If we did it once a year, I feel like we would have to get some food handlers licenses and like make it a bigger event, which would also be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be more like the food festival we had talked about originally, which is still an option. This is just building up to it, to something bigger. Okay. So, fourth step, advertise to NGSC. And then if we work with IRC or Global Launch, we could advertise within them too.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. And then fifth step would be manage signups and money.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of like a step that will kind of be throughout, right? Because we're gonna like, I don't know. Do you not want to send the sign up out until everything is nailed down, or are you gonna send it like in the middle?
I don't know. That's a good point too. What are you thinking about that?
I don't know. Like I thought that we could send it kind of in the middle, so we can kind of start like gauging what it's gonna be like. But I guess if something like falls through at the last minute, then we'll have to tell them like, hey, by the way, this changed or whatever. So that's one problem. But
okay, yeah. So I could actually go ahead and tonight or tomorrow post something to Facebook saying, hey, would anyone be interested in this? There's not a set date, but like how many people would be interested kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Okay, and then signups could start as soon as we have a date.
Yeah.
Even if we don't know for sure like what the presenters are presenting or something. Okay, all right, cool. We'll make a note to do that tonight or tomorrow.
Just so we kind of have like an idea.
Yeah, I think that is a great idea. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, And then step 6 would be cook and carry out the dinner. And then I feel like at the end of it, we should probably do follow-up surveys.
Yeah.
So that we know how to improve it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I have a question. So, like, when people do stuff like this, they usually get the speaker, like, a gift or something at the end. Are we doing that for our speakers?
I feel like that kind of goes back to incentive. I don't know.
Because that would be, like, another money problem, too. Like, how are we going to get the gifts? But, you know what I mean? Even, like, on leadership, they offer the speakers a gift at the end. Like, we got you this cup or something. So maybe, I don't know, maybe even, like, Jessica or Brett have something left over that they would be willing to give us to give them, like water bottles or something.
So Jessica said that there's no funding for mission team activities.
Okay.
Like, she was very clear about that, but I could definitely ask about something like if they have extra gifts, because all she said was money. Like, if we need money, we have to come up with it. Okay, I will ask Jessica about that. And if not, I mean, we could also kind of see what the presenter's thinking about cooking, even though it won't be set by the time we start the signups. We could see what they're thinking of cooking, and then that could determine whether we charge $3 or $5.
Yeah.
And then that difference in what it's going to cost could be used for us to get them a Starbucks gift card or something.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So those are the steps for actually creating these events. Now we need steps for what has to be done this week. Okay. So first, I will post to Facebook. Write this down too. Okay, and email Jessica. Second will be I'm going to send out that Google spreadsheet to sign up for positions. That's going to be first come, first serve. So whoever gets on it first and sees a position they want. That I will put a deadline for that on tomorrow night. That way we have a day to do the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
It's a really simple PowerPoint. It's literally everything we just said in this meeting. So I don't think that's going to be too much pressure.
Okay.
Okay. We will sign up by Tuesday. Today's Monday. Yeah. Okay. So that, and then I'll submit the slides to, I can't remember who it goes to, but I'll check my email. So those will be the rules for the PowerPoint and presenting topics. Then we'll also have, we need someone to volunteer to judge. That's the word they use, not grade, judge. To judge the presentations. And then I guess on that Google sheet, we can have the other positions that we need to take on, like the person who's going to be in charge of coordinating with the speakers and the person who's going to be in charge of the signups and the payments. That way, if you don't present on Friday, you have another role, so you don't have to present if that's not your thing. Okay. And then Friday, I'd like for us to meet up an hour or so, not even an hour, like half an hour before on leadership, just to practice the presentation and answer any last minute questions anyone has. I'm also available on and off all week if anyone has questions. Tuesday and Thursday, I'm free basically all day. But I'd like for us all to meet, everyone who's going to on leadership, so that we can just finalize it. And
Okay.
again, that won't be hard either. It'll just be making sure we're all on the same page.
So the
Yeah.
person who judges isn't part of our presentation?
Is it what?
They're not going to be like in our presentation, they'll be gone the whole time?
I think it's no. Okay, so they will be in the room because with those 8 or so mission teams that are all going to be in the same room,
Mhm.
each of the mission teams has a person designated to judge.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But they also said in the email I got about that the person you designate from your team to judge
Mhm.
won't be judging your own presentation. So I think that means they want them up there with us, but we'll just have to see how it all divvies up, if they're going to be actually presenting or just present.
Okay.
I'd like to figure out a way for everyone to speak if possible, but I also don't want it to jump around too much.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you can think of that we need to get done by Friday?
Nope, I think we got it all.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm going to share this link right now. I can send out the 2 lists I just made and then put together that Google Sheet. Can you think of any other positions that we need to create or like things that people need to sign up for?
No, but I do think the coordination with the speakers, that should be at least 2 people.
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I think that might be like a lot for one person to handle, especially if it's going to be like 3 speakers.
Yeah. Actually, maybe we could have one person per speaker.
Yeah, that would work too.
Okay. And then they all coordinate together with each other. Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you so much. I will send all that out right now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.